Okay, this is part 4 of the video on mole concept. Now we are concentrating on concentration. Okay, concentration of acid and alkaline. So let's start. Concentration can be represented in two forms. One, mole per dm cube, or grams per dm cube. Now when someone is telling you about moles per dm cube, it's basically how many moles in 1 dm cube, or moles per volume. Grams per dm cube looks similar to what is taught in physics, density, mass over volume. So in this case, instead of how many mole, we're talking about what's the mass that is in per unit volume. Okay, so different units are represented. Both this represents concentration. Okay, and concentration usually is about acid or alkaline. Now, formula that we can use is, if I am calculating concentration in terms of moles per dm cube, I will take the mole divided by the volume that is required, and the volume must be expressed in dm cube. So similar, mass over dm cube. And if I am looking for the mass, I will take the concentration times the volume. Now take note, the volume here is not 24 dm cube. That is for volume of gases. So let's start. Now you are given 25 cm cube of 1.5 moles per dm cube of HCl, and you are asked to find the mass of CaCl2. So what do? What you do is you organize your facts. 1.5 is the concentration, volume is 25 cm cube. Okay, so you are asked to find the mass. So you know that you need to go over, you know that you need to use mole ratio. So what should I do with this? I use the formula. I'm given concentration, I have volume, I can find the mole. So the mole will be concentration times volume. And this is what I got. Take the concentration, 1.5 times 25 over 1000 in dm cube, and this is what I got. Okay, next, how can I go over? Use the mole ratio, 2:1. So the mole of calcium chloride would be half, because it's 2:1, so 0.0375 divided by 2. So once you have the mole, you should be able to calculate the gram, and it's simply mole times mR, the molecular mass of 1 unit. So add everything up, you get 111, and this is your answer. Okay, the next question, same thing, same equation, but this time round you're asked to find the volume of the alkaline that is required. So you have concentration, you have volume of the acid. What can you find? Use the triangle. Volume, concentration, you can find a mole. So the mole of the acid will be concentration times volume, 1.5 times 25 over 1000. Convert this into dm cube, so you have to divide by 1000. Get this? Same gameplay. Mole ratio, because you're looking for calcium hydroxide, so 2:1. Divide by 2, it's half, and you get 0.01875 mole. Okay, that's not the end, because you are supposed to find the volume. Okay, you have the mole, you have the concentration. How do you find the volume? You have the mole, you have the concentration. How do you find volume? You do not times 24. No, you just take the mole divided by the concentration. Divide by the concentration, 1.5 of calcium hydroxide, which is given here. And this is your volume. Now remember, concentration can be moles per dm cube or grams per dm cube. So if you get grams per dm cube, you have to do another step. So if you have given 73 grams per dm cube and the volume, you're asked to find the concentration. So how do you do? Same gameplay. I will take in this case, the mass, not the mole. The mass will be 73 times 10 divided by 1000 and 0.37 gram. How do you get the mass? Use your triangle. You are given this concentration now. You have this volume. So concentration times volume will give you the mass. So that is what I got here. From here, I got the mass of HCl. Can I find the mole? Yes. Go back to what you have learned previously. Mole is equals to mass divided by the molecular mass. So it's 0.73 divided by 36.5. You get 0.02 mole. Once you have this, gameplay is the same. Use the ratio 2:1. 0.02 divide, so you get 0.01 mole. So now you have mole, you have volume. Can you find concentration? You have mole, you have volume. How do you find concentration? Mole divided by volume. Mole divided by volume, and you get concentration. And in this case, it is because you have used mole, so the units will be moles per dm cube. Now, how can you, if they ask you for grams per dm cube, what can you do? You can change this, the mole that you have calculated, to mass, and then divide it by volume. Now, conversion. If you have to convert from moles to grams, you just take the mole, the units, the concentration, times the MR, and that will give you the grams per dm cube. And if you want from grams to mole, just divide it by MR. So example, if you're given the concentration of HCl, you want to convert it to grams per dm cube, concentration in grams per dm cube of HCl, you just times the MR of HCl. Okay, if you are given this, you want to convert back to this, just divide that by the MR of HCl. Same thing, sodium hydroxide times the molecular mass of 1 unit of NaOH. To go back, just divide by the MR of 1 unit, the mass of 1 unit of NaOH.